Alright, welcome back. Now it's time to do some good old solo PvP. It's been a while since I was doing that, and hopefully I should be getting some extra time next week, and I do plan to do something hilarious. More on that, hopefully next week. I say hopefully because who knows what can happen by then. Now I'll be flying the usual. We'll start with something quite hilarious though, and as I mentioned before, I started to really enjoy the more affordable, the cheaper ships, and I think I'll be eating those ships a lot more often in the upcoming days. Now let me quickly just move all of the... Now I have a lot of modules all over the place, and I want to put all of the items here in the station. I'm kind of in the process of selling a lot of things, selling all of stuff that I don't use, and I want to see how much total ISK I can get in the end. I mean, I have a decent amount of ISK, but I need more. I want to be able to fund the new ships that I plan to fly. When I say new ships, that also includes some of the hopefully non-released ships, and by non-released ships I mean the new ships that will be added. I'm mostly referring to hopefully new cruisers, destroyers and things like that. That's what I'm after. After all, I have been flying cruisers a lot lately, and I kind of like, I really like to use these ships. They're very fun, and in my case, the cruiser is probably the ideal ship for everything, for PvE and PvP. Although I'll be flying some battleship as well. I'll be flying the good old Macariel. I can't seem to put this ship out of use. I don't know why, but I'm always somehow finding my way into the Macariel in one way or the other. I'm always in this ship eventually, for some odd reason. In any case, let's go to... Now this is going to be, by the way, the best kill ever. I mean, I've had good kills, right? You know, the 28 billion Black Ops. Well, this is not going to knock my socks off. This next first target actually is going to be absolutely, you haven't probably seen this ever, so it's going to be a first. There we go, a Condor 2. Isn't that a lovely first target? Yeah, that's 50 billion ISK ship right there. Let's go after it. I'm also flying a Talvar. It's also like, I have no idea how much this thing costs. It also costs like a kidney or something. I don't know. Haven't really checked the price on this thing. It uses the very rare civilian weapons, and everything on this ship is civilian basically, so there is no, nothing expensive. Nothing expensive. Everything is super expensive on this ship, and somehow this Condor is evading my missiles. Well, it didn't evade that one. 47 damage. Could have popped a battleship with that one. Oh, perfect build as well. That's gonna be a lovely elite PvP build right there. You can already bet that this is going to be one of the best builds that we have ever seen in the history of the game. A fantastic build, very scary as well. I don't know how I can keep this up with a straight face. If you haven't realized, I'm being let's say I'm trying to be a bit sarcastic here, because the first couple of kills are all troll kills basically. Yeah, that's such a fantastic build. 10 out of 10. That's best build I've ever seen. I wish I was joking, by the way. It's actually not that's best build I've seen in the last couple of days. Most of the ships that I've encountered have been horrendous, and it actually makes that build look flawless. Now, let's go to the next target, and I'll use my Venture 3. I really like to use this thing for combat. It is such a troll ship, because many ships don't expect a Venture to attack them. And, well, another fantastic target, another Venture. I mean, minor versus minor. You cannot have this more fair than this, I guess. And I'm going to... I haven't scouted, I'm just going to yeet in, and hopefully hopefully the Venture pilot sees the adventure and thinks that it's harmless. I mean, it's a very interesting, or should I say, very smart thing to do when you are trying to hunt miners. Just pretend you're a miner with a mining ship, and then you just warp to their location, or just wait for them, and eventually, if they think that, you know, you can also add a laser or something to you know, fake mining, I guess. But let's see if, oh, they have drones out. That looks kind of menacing, not gonna lie. But those drones are not going to scare me off. I'm going in, and of course they are not warping away. They're kind of aligned, but not aligned. They're mining, obviously, and I am approaching. I'm creeping up on the Venture. With a Venture, I think they don't expect to see weapons on this ship. And let's open fire. They have been pointed, orbiting at 0, focusing further. I believe they're confused or just AFK. I have no idea. But in any case, scrambled. Well, the Venture versus Venture 3 versus Venture 3. I think, yeah, it's pretty fair. Maybe next time I'll just use a Venture 1 for this job. And let's loot what I can loot. I can technically loot the minerals, but I don't really need that. So yeah, let's just warp off to a different mining belt. It is funny because if someone were to scan and see a Venture in a belt, they would think that the Venture is mining, not that the Venture has has some drones and some missile launchers attached to it. Although this thing looks hilarious with the missiles. Definitely looks hilarious, for sure. Okay, let me align myself towards the station, and of course we'll find out if you can still dock with timer. That's a good question. 23 million actually costs more than my Venture, which is kind of funny. So yeah, good kill, I guess. After all, this thing costs like 3 million ISK or something, so yeah. Now, can you still dock with timer? Well, let's find that out. It's a thing, a feature, feature. Been in the game ever since the game's release, basically, so, you know, a good thing to know if you have to quickly bail and dock. You can technically do that, it's not a big problem. It should be doable. Well, I docked. Nice. Wasn't a problem at all. Beautiful. Okay. No, I was in the first couple. I mean, the first couple of kills were, you know, meant to be kind of ironic and hilarious, and they're also meant to be kind of funny. Now, the real best kill of the day. I'm taking a Vexor Trainer. You know that's about to be a. You know it's about to go down if I'm taking a Vexor Trainer. And our target. Well, I have no idea what I'm actually going after. I'm just yeeting. Let's see what happens. I am yeeting, and whatever happens, happens. If he dies, he dies. It's a trainer. If I do fight another trainer, that's going to be complete luck, because, well, I mean, foreshadowing, am I? Well, landing, I have bombs loaded. And to guess my shock, another another Vexor. Vexor Trainer, isn't that the best kill for today? 100% the best kill for today, and the best kill I've ever made, actually, as well. I mean, 10 out of 10, best kill ever recorded to date, 100%. Okay, I might actually even miss this ship. I warped a bit. Well, okay, scrambled. And now I'm orbiting at 0. The drones will do their job, I guess, and they'll be wrecked. Or should I say the ship will be wrecked? There we go. That's a beautiful explosion for a trainer ship, not gonna lie. That loot, that's a perfect. I'm making bank. I'm making bank for sure tonight. That loot was just beautiful. Top-notch loot right there. And let's warp out. And then we can check the best skill ever. I mean, 100% best skill ever.
Warp drive active.
I bet that I never had a better kill than this ever since I started to play the game. So that's 5 years, probably the best kill ever, I think. What's like 28 billion is Black Ops? You know, that's nothing, you know. A Vexor Trainer, that's where the real stuff is at. Vexor Trainer, that's the best kill. And let's figure out if I can. Okay, let me. I almost forgot. Let's take a look at the kill here. 17 million. Oof, that's perfect. That's I'm able to afford Plex for like Omega for like the next 8 years probably with that loot. That's how much good loot this is. Perfect, perfect, just perfect. And let's see. Let's just sneak past the police and let's just get
Warp
in the
drive
station, I
active.
guess. Sneaking past the police, you don't have to like have a cloak to be sneaky. Yeah, you just have to click dock, and it evades all the the protection of the police. Just ignores you if you just go here. Isn't that convenient? All right, let's
Docking
there we
request
go.
accepted.
Docked. Perfect. Beautiful. There we go. Ship safe, and so far I haven't been killed by gate guns. Okay, I know. I was quite sarcastic in the first half of the video. My apology for that. I was just having a bit of fun. Hopefully you guys had a good laugh. Hopefully you had a good laugh. Hopefully, that was my goal basically. I don't know how I managed to do that with a straight face, but I did. Anyway, let's go. Let's be a bit more serious now. So I'm in the Macarial, and the proper target for today. Well, proper target. You know, the more expensive target for today. We have another Macarial. And you know, it's always fun to have some Macarial action. I mean, eventually the two Macarials will produce a third Macarial, a mini Macarial. That's probably a Cinnabel or something. So yeah, quite interested to see what kind of build this Macarial has. They were at 0. They were quite close to the beacon at 0, so I think I will have no issues to just land and wreck the ship. But you never know, could be a bait. We have seen some tanky bait Macarials in the past, so this also could be one of those. I also want to buy a Tempest for ordinary yeet stuff. Alright, scrambled, webbed, going full DPS on the Macarial. Well, doesn't seem to be that tanky. I think I already know what kind of build it has approximately. I think it's going to be the classic PvE Macarial build that we usually see on the ships. Although I have to say, the Macarial here, I think I messed up my general units. My DPS isn't what it should be. That's because I think I have general units on tank. Yeah, I have wrong general units on this ship. Doesn't really change much, just prolongs the shooting for a couple more seconds. Can be the difference between life and death in some instances. So I better get those general units back in their place. You know, I can definitely feel the lack of DPS in this case. Usually it has a lot more DPS. I think I'm missing like 3,000-4,000 DPS because of the general units that I misplaced, and that's because I've been flying the Tempest fleet issue. I believe. Yeah, I've been flying that thing for a while, and for that ship I have a different general unit setup for tank. For this ship it has all the DPS general units that I usually run when I have the ship active. And I think that was a good kill. Should be a good kill. I mean, anyways, well, it's a Macarial, so hopefully it was a decent kill. You never know what you can find nowadays. Sometimes even a trainer can give you like a 5 billion ISK kill mail, which is kind of hilarious when you think about it. I've seen a bunch of these kill mails out there, so it's entirely possible. 4.3 billion, actually not a bad kill value for a Macarial, decent value for this ship, and yet it had the same. Yeah, this is the classic build that you would see on a Macarial that's built for PvE. It has some tank, has some DPS, and basically it's focused on webs and a Nosferatu. Alright, well, let's go to the next target. I think we have a Raven. Now the Raven I scouted, and the Raven was about 100 kilometers from the mission, and it wasn't aligned. It was just sitting there and shooting at the mission ships, I guess. They haven't been aligned, and I think I'll be able to land right on top of them, so I'll attempt to do that. No, of course, could be plus minus couple kilometers. My goal is to just land within the scramble range. If I manage to land within the scramble range, that's perfect landing for me, and I can just immediately go and tackle the ship. That's the way I usually. That's what I'm trying to usually achieve when I'm flying this ship. And usually when I'm solo, like today, I have more scramblers. Sometimes I have 3 webs, but you know, when I want to ensure that I kill the target and be able to hold the target, I have a lot of scramblers. If it was a space pan, I will have 4 scramblers so that I ensure 100% that it cannot run, or you know, to at least minimize the chances of the target escaping. Now I'm going in, warping at 100 kilometers. That's, well, my estimate was 100 kilometers. It did look like that from my scouting vantage point, but I just hope that I land within the close proximity of the target so I can just go and tackle it immediately. Indeed, that was a long warp though, that's for sure. Was just thinking about that. It was a long warp even for a Macarial. Well, I landed quite close. It was at 95, 93 kilometers. Good enough for me. Scrambled, and now let's go full DPS on the Raven. Of course, as expected, the Raven is a shield tank, and by the looks of it, they're for some reason only using 4 cruise missiles. The Raven should have 8 slots, I believe. 7, 8 slots. Oh my, I think this Raven might have a interesting build. We will see what the build on this ship does look like. Well, of course, once the shield is gone, armor and hull is also easy to punch through, and the Raven has been blown up. Alright, not bad. Let's take a look at the wreck. Well, some okay, cruise missiles and a rapid missile in the loot. So my guess is that this Raven had both cruise missiles and rapid missiles. Not really the ideal combination. I don't really like that combination. It's kind of wasted DPS since only 4 missile launchers will be able to be would be able to be used at this distance. The rapids would do absolutely nothing at this range, unless they have range. If they have range, then okay. But I guess they didn't have range. And there we go. My direct messages popping up. Now, who wants to bet that that's salt incoming in the chat there? Well, we will find out if it's salt though. But you know, what do you think? Is it salt or is it something else? Well, we will find out very soon. But first thing, I have to take a look at the kill to verify the build. Yeah, 3 rapids and 4 cruise missiles. Now we did have some tank, I guess, and a scrambler, so it was kind of PvP ready. But and is it salt? Yes, it is. Well, I mean, I am not surprised. It's been a lot of salt for no reason basically lately, so yeah, I'm not really surprised with that. Next targets, let's see. I think I am in the Stratius. Yeah, this is sneaky Stratius. I think we have a Vexor, not Vexor, Ferox. Why do I mix up Vexor and a Ferox? I have absolutely no idea, but we have a Ferox. It's creeping around and did seem like it was aligned. Now, could be that it was just keeping the targets at range. Did seem like it is a sniping Vexor, sniper. So Stratus in such case is the best possible ship that we can take. And if I manage to, I'll try to land close. My goal is to basically scout first, and then if it ends up being a aligned ship, I'll just approach. If it ends up kiting, then I'll still approach, but from a different warping.
Drive active.
Did look like it was 60-70 kilometers away though, so I'm warping at a greater distance, you know, just so I don't mess anything up. If the ship is closer or more further away, I'll be able to easily adjust from my second warping. But for now, I'm warping at this distance, and we will see what's going to be waiting for me at the other side here. Okay, there is the Ferox. 41 kilometers, 35. Okay, so 70 kilometers, and it does seem like they are not aligned. They're kiting. They're keeping the ships at range. So okay, not a big deal. I could have taken the Celos or any other ship, but if I end up warping in while they are facing towards the gate or any other object, they can easily just warp out. Basically, can act like they were aligned. So in order to, you know, successfully capture the target, I decided to go with the Stratius since, you know, cloaky tackle, best tackle, and this ship is literally the best tackle ship that there is in the game. So yeah, just I'll go at 69 kilometers because why the hell not? And then
Warp
depending
drive
on
active.
where the Ferox is, maybe over 70, maybe more closer to 50, I'll approach, and eventually our paths will meet, since they're keeping them at range and at one point they'll have to move towards me, or well, in any case they'll have to move towards me regardless of the outcome. That's just how kiting works if you keep something at range. Alright, here we are. And in this case they have been approaching, okay, they have been approaching, which means that at one point they will be starting to move away from the NPC ships, and that's where our paths will meet. I'll approach as well, and our collective velocities are going to be about 500 meters per second, so yeah, I'll definitely get in close proximity to this ship very, very quickly. And as you can see, yeah, they're moving towards me. This is what I was talking about our paths meeting basically, or colliding, however you want to call it. And I'll disable cloak in a moment, just making sure that I get as close as possible, and just a couple more kilometers just in case I want to orbit at 0 safely. Just a bit more, and let's go. Time to lock. No, by the time they see me, it's already over, because that's just how Severitics works, and you know, a cloaky status is very tough to counter unless you expect it. You need to basically click warp before the cloaks, and that's kind of difficult to achieve. So yeah, if the status wants you tackled, you'll be tackled, and there's little that you can do. And the Ferox got destroyed very quickly, actually. Didn't look like, well, I mean, it was a sniper obviously, so not going to have a lot of tank, but it was still a very quick kill actually. And now I'll warp out, so we can take a look at the kill. Did look like a decently valued Ferox, honestly, based on the loot at least. But you know, any loot is good loot for me. I just collect the loot and then sell in a large quantity on any disc. Basically what I'm doing right now with my current modules and items that I have. That's what I'm trying to do, collect everything in one spot and then just sell, and hopefully make a lot of ISK by selling stuff. Now let's take a look at the kill, since that's the most interesting part, I guess. 433 million, yeah, it was a sniper, not bad. I mean, okay, it works for a sniper, it has enough for a sniper, but not really the ideal build if you ask me.
Undocking.
And let's go to the last target for today. I'm taking the good old Celos. This thing is nasty, by the way. If there's a ship that I have been having a blast flying, it was the Celos. The long-range artillery cannons, battle modes, barrage, all that you need to make this monster work. And our target is going to be a Drake. Now I usually take different ship for a Drake, but lately I've been using the Celos for Drakes. Honestly, works really well, and long range works fantastic when you know that your opponent is using the close range weapons. In this case, this Drake is using close range weapons. Pointed, and I have a gun disruptor equipped, so their missiles will be kind of affected in a way that's going to make them a bit more ineffective against my ship. And as you can see, that's going to do a good job. Now this is a very fast Drake. They were trying to charge at me, but this thing is much faster, so a Drake, it can be fast, but obviously not as fast as a Celos. This thing is much faster. It's a cruiser after all. Did seem like it was tanky at first, but once the shield went down, the ship went down with it, and that was a nice catch. Let's warp out and let's check out the kill. After all, I mean, it's important to inspect what build your target used, so you can learn to counter better, or basically to learn, I mean, what kind of builds you can encounter in the game. 493 million, not bad. Rapid missiles, yeah, not a bad build. I kind of like it. Tank, and it has some Nosferatus as well. Yeah, decent PvE build, I would say. And well, with that being said, that will be it for today. It was a very nice little run. It was definitely fun. I had a blast making the first half of the video for sure. Hope you guys had a laugh as well. I mean, that was my goal basically. But with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. If you would like to support me, feel free to like and subscribe. And with that being said, stay safe, play safe, and as always, I'll see you next time.